Hello, all. A very warm and hearty welcome to this specially designed program on design thinking, where we explore fresh ideas, inspiring stories, and practical mindsets that help us shape a better world. I'm your host, Kusuma, for VJIM Podcast Series 1, Episode 2, and today we are diving into a topic that's transforming the way we solve complex problems design thinking, unlocking creativity. Now, let's get all set to gain valuable insights on it from our esteemed guest whom we have here with us today, respected Dr. Rakesh Kumar Patraji, Associate Professor and Head of VJIM Global Programs and Center for Design Thinking at the Vignan Jyoti Institute of Management, Hyderabad. With a rich blend of academic excellence and corporate expertise, Dr. Patra brings valuable experience from his exemplary roles at various reputed institutions and his business development roles with industry leaders like Tata Capital Limited and Reliance Money Limited. He holds a PhD in management from Centurion University and an MBA in marketing from KIIT University. Dr. Patra has been recognized for his commitment to teaching and professional development, earning accolades including the Best Skill Faculty Award. An active researcher, Dr. Patra has published extensively in leading national and international journals and has successfully guided multiple PhD scholars. He is also a dedicated member of several professional associations and was honored as a mentor of change by Niti Aayog, Government of India, for his contributions towards fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. Hearty welcome to you, Dr. Rakesh Kumar Patraji.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here with us today. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And be it in product development, education, business, or social impact, design thinking offers a human-centered approach to innovation, integrating desirability, feasibility, and viability. But what does that really mean in practice? How do we build empathy, experiment boldly, and keep people at the center of every solution? That's what we are here to find out today. So let's get curious, let's get creative, and let's get started. To begin with, Dr. Rakesh ji, could you share what design thinking means to you, both in your professional life as well as on a personal level?
Personally, design thinking is an art of experiencing, innovating, and human-centric approach. If I say about human-centric approach, that means you have to understand the problem and then you'll have to find out the solution. But professionally, design thinking is an art of innovation, critical thinking, and design doing. That means you have to have a practical experience to get something innovative.
Thank you so much, sir, for a vivid explanation and giving us a clear picture of what actually it involves. And going ahead, sir, we love to hear this from you. How did you first come across design thinking? Was there a moment that really sparked your interest in this area?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question, right? In the year 2018, I didn't know about design thinking. So, when I just attended one conference conducted by Wiley Education USA, and they were explaining about design thinking. So, at that point of time, I can correlate some management concept with design thinking, and that is the turning point where I have been introduced to design thinking.
Okay. And from your perspective, what's one of the biggest misconceptions people tend to have about design thinking?
Design thinking has been a part of process in production-oriented firm. When I say production-oriented firm, means it is been practiced in US. Basically, companies like Boeing, Ford, if they develop a product, their R&D team will practice design thinking. So initially, it was started with product-oriented firm. So people may think that design thinking is an art of designing a product, and that is a myth. But it's not exactly correct. Design thinking can be applied anywhere, whether it is a service-oriented firm, whether it is teaching, whether it is any kind of personal life problem. So design thinking is applicable.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for giving a good clarity that design thinking is basically universal.
Yes.
And could you walk us through a real project where you applied design thinking and what did that journey look like?
Yeah, real project like I would cite 2 to 3 example where you must have heard about IKEA
Yeah, sir.
and you must have heard about Hyundai. You must have heard about Apple,
Yes.
right? While they are developing their product or services, they follow design thinking principle. If I can explain you one example of Hyundai, right? Hyundai is developing a car. 5 years back, people they want KMPL, kilometer per liter, right? So Hyundai empathize that idea. First principle of design thinking is saying that empathy,
Yes.
right? Empathy means knowing the user need. First, Hyundai used to understand the user need by conducting survey, by conducting some structural observation, and came out with a plan that yes, people want more energy efficiency vehicle. That is number one. Second thing of design thinking is that defining a problem. What are the various problem? What are the various obstacle in designing a product or services? So Hyundai kept in that in mind and then found out there are some problem with fuel, energy efficiency, paying capacity. Let's put it into this way. If you innovate a product, that means you'll have to increase the price.
Yes.
Right? So, Hyundai has taken a trade-off between the innovation and the price, right? So, that is what is called defining a problem. And then ideate. That is the third stage of design thinking. Like what Hyundai does, Hyundai ideate 2 to 3 plans. First plan is that kilometer per liter KMPL vehicle. That is fuel efficiency. Second option is that energy efficiency. So Hyundai develop hybrid car, right? It's electric as well as petrol, diesel, right? So Hyundai developed the engine, right, in that way. So this is the third step. So ideate a new plan, new features, new product, new ideas, and then the next step of design thinking is prototype. Prototype means what? They develop a dummy car, dummy product. That is, it's not exactly the real product, but it looks like a real product. So that is the fourth stage of design thinking. And the last stage is very, very important. That is testing. The testing of the ideas, that is A/B testing. A/B testing means, Hyundai has developed two breed of car. One is a fuel efficiency car, another is energy efficiency car. And then it tested in the real market scenario and came out with the feedback. And then commercially it launch the vehicle. So that is what they apply design thinking principle in a project in an industry.
Thank you so much, Rakesh ji, for giving us a very clear picture of what actually is the whole process involved in the scenario of design thinking with a very clear example, starting from empathizing and identifying the user needs to designing the right kind of product and then ideating exactly what is essential, follow on with the prototyping and trying to sample test it further and giving the right best product as the user needs in the market. So that's when we can patch up all these three essentials of any business scenario, that is the desirability, the feasibility, and the viability. Thank you so much. And going back, sir, when you reflect on the process, which phase do you find most challenging and why?
While going through this design thinking process, according to me, the most challenging and difficult phase is defining a problem, right? So there are a real time scenario for a company like IKEA. IKEA they want to establish their store in Hyderabad. So first of all, they have two options to set a standalone store. Otherwise, they will have to rent a mall and then they will have to start.
Yes.
In the second option, they would have saved money. but in the first option, they'll have to invest more, right? So these are the, decision making parameters where they will have to take the right decision, right? So if you want to take the right decision, first you have to know the problem, right? Before a solution, you will have to reach to the real problem. So according to me, identification of problem is the most difficult and challenging part of design thinking.
Yes, sir. So, a very clear mention of like we should know what we are supposed to do before we get to know where we have to go. Thank you. And balancing creativity with real world constraints is never easy. How do you keep ideas flowing when you're working with tight deadlines or budget for that matter?
Yeah, there are two things like, very important for an industry or any corporate, that is time as well as budget. So whenever you involve yourself into creativity, of course it's a natural phenomena that it will take time, and also it needs more investment. But there are many ways, if you can find out by conducting a research, sustainability, like organic farming, solar energy, a biodegradable material, so you can use it and then you can find out the solutions. Just I'm giving one example, like you must have heard a brand called Nokia. Nokia, 15 years back, they have started one offer that is like, you have to return the old mobile phone and then you will get one new mobile phone. Basically, what they do with that old mobile phone, they refurbished it and then they recreated it and then they found out a new kind of formula to manufacture a phone. So at least it will reduce the cost, as well as for the customer they will give good feature for the usage.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for also throwing light on the fact that the current day scenario where we are running behind a circular economy and green economy, sustainability really matters in trying to bring out better ideas where design thinking is going to be a great source to really innovate. And empathy at its core of this approach, how do you make sure it stays central even when projects get busy?
As I said that empathy is the first process of design thinking. So if I'll say about empathy and what is the application of empathy, that means you have to know your users' needs and wants. So there are many ways to know about users' needs and wants. First is customer persona. First, customer persona means you have to know everything about your customer. Let's say that it is just a database of the customer, their liking, their disliking, their income, their paying capacity, their age group. You have to know everything about the customer. The second thing to know about empathy is customer journey map. That means you have to know their journey while they are purchasing a product or a services, right? That is very important. And third thing is that observation. While you observe somebody, you have to know his or her needs and wants. So for me, empathy signifies an important role in design thinking.
Thank you so much. And you really are making it clear at every point that empathy forms the baseline for design thinking. And how can design thinking be applied beyond product design, say in education policy?
Yes, nowadays, like many regulator, they give emphasis on design thinking curriculum in academia. So in education, there are three stakeholder. First stakeholder is student. Second stakeholder is education institute, and third stakeholder is the parents. So if you apply design thinking principle, first thing is that you have to know their needs. As an education institution, you have to know the student needs, their objectives and their goals, why they are here. And then you have to know the parents' needs, objective and goal. And you'll have to work out a plan where all stakeholders have an equal role to play. So, yes, I mean, education institute must apply design thinking principle to get the success.
Truly, sir, we really agree because it's like a one-to-one, case-to-case difference even with the students. And unless and until we understand them to the core, I think we will not be able to do real justice. Maybe we would just teach them, but may not be able to educate them. And as you mentioned, design thinking values can really help us delve more into the student mindset so that we cater to their better needs. And how has embracing design thinking influenced your team's culture or your organization's overall mindset?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. I'll just cite one example. One company called Zomato. They have their register office at Gurgaon. They have adopted a culture that they will not construct any kind of cubicle or cabin inside their offices. All are same, whether it is CEO or any kind of first line manager. They all are same. Their cubicles are same. Their workstations are same, right? So what it means that they want to develop a team culture, right? So design thinking principle is saying that it's a teamwork, it's a co-creation activity, and it's a problem solving activity. So it's not necessary that the headship of the company can bring the solution. Even a functional manager also can bring the change for the company and for that complex problem. So yes, this is very important.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for giving us an insight into the fact that collaboration really plays a great role in good work coming out. And looking ahead, where do you see the future of design thinking heading in the next 5 years to come?
Yeah. First of all, design thinking will be design doing. While we are ideating the solutions now and we apply that. But in future, I would see in this way that, first of all, we'll apply and then we'll take the feedback. So this phenomena is called as design doing. Second thing is that the technology like AI, IoT, VR, and they will play a vital role for design thinking. And the last one is the sustainability. Yes. I mean, why we need to innovate, why we need to design, we have to bring a solution. And solution must be a sustainable solution for the whole world. So I would see the future of design thinking this way.
So you rightly say it's going to help further in sustainable development, basically. Thank you. And how do you see AI and emerging technologies reshaping the way we approach design thinking today?
Yeah. Even I would cite another example, like let's say companies are developing the product, like one company called Google. Now they are developing Google Smart Glass. After smartphone, after smart devices, now one of the devices called Smart Glass, right? So the earlier time when we develop prototype of a product, right? So they will have to ideate the features, the design, the look, the shape, the color, and then they come up with the prototype. Right now, with the help of AI tools, they can develop prototype within a fraction of seconds, right? So yes, AI will play a vital role while you are ideating any kind of idea, right? Then you'll have to take the help of AI. Yes.
So you mean to say AI is definitely going to make life more easier for us and especially design thinking more comfortable, basically? Of course. Yeah. And what advice would you offer to students or professionals just starting to explore design thinking?
I would say that first of all, you have to be acquainted with design thinking principles, and then you'll have to join a course where you will get some insight into design thinking. And then for every problem, whether it is teaching, placement, your own overall development, holistic development, you have to apply at least two or three principle of design thinking, if not five, right? So I would say to the students that you have to apply and don't fear for the failure.
Giving it a try is really going to make some change. Yes. When you teach design thinking, what methods have you found most effective in helping people move from theory to real world action?
While I teach design thinking in my class, I would follow live case studies, and then I would follow some experiential learning, role play, sketching the ideas, mind mapping. So these are the pedagogy I would follow to explain to the students and activity oriented.
Okay. So you're putting the students directly in place. So it's not like you're delivering some speeches, but you're making them involved in the course as such. Yes. Right, sir. And finally, do you think design thinking can be learned effectively online, or is it that hands on collaborative element still essential?
Yeah, like there are many educational institute, they have started online training, but according to me, they should follow hybrid method, right? When we start design thinking by saying that it's a human centric approach, that means they have to follow some hybrid model, some online classes, some offline classes. Let us say that theory from online classes and practical from offline classes. So yes, they should follow hybrid model, not full online.
So you mean to say both are maybe going to together in a combined way, going to better help the students progress. And thank you so much, sir. And this has been such an insightful conversation with you, sir. Thank you, respected Dr. Rakesh Kumar Patraji, Associate Professor and Head of VJIM Global Programs, and also Head of Design Thinking Center at Vignan Jyoti Institute of Management, Hyderabad, for sharing your valuable experiences and perspectives with us today, inspiring us to see challenges in a whole new light, also enlightening us that design thinking is more than just a process. It's a mindset that invites us to keep asking better questions, stay curious, and design with people in mind, ensuring desirability, feasibility, and viability. Thank you, sir.
Thank
And
you very much.
to our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Stay creative, stay human centered, and keep rethinking with design thinking at the core for ideal solutions. Thank you for listening. Thank you all.